So how was the Christmas celebration? I might ask. Was it a blast to you? Say in the comments. 2026, the countdown is now starting. 2026 is coming in less than a week. Some will never change and some, well, have changed, like this one. I'm sorry if I butchered the name. Evangelion creator Hideki Anno says Japanese media, aka Japanese creator, should focus on domestic audience, not overseas. I think it is accepted, but we can't adjust our sights, or in this case, on our side. With many Japanese film, video games, and even manga are shifting their creative attention towards overseas markets in the hopes of weathering the dwindling audience number caused by the country's outgoing birth crisis. Like the famed Neon Genesis Evangelion creator Hideki Anno has made it clear that he is admittedly opposed to the entire idea, as he believes the appeal of Japanese media lies specifically in its unique cultural identity. That is true. The environment may have changed, but I myself have never created a work with overseas audience in mind. I can only make domestic things. Film company immediately starts saying overseas, but personally, that's not what I'm aiming for. So basically, I focus entirely on making things that are received in Japan, things that people here find interesting, and if overseas audience happen to find them interesting too, I'm grateful. That's my stance. That's true. Jeez, good job. I was the original creator and handle everything myself, from production to distribution and also promotion. By making everything effectively, or in this case, by making it effectively a self-produced project, no one around me could say anything. And whether it made money or not, I could take full responsibility myself. That was what appealed to me. Even then, I wasn't thinking about overseas audience. I think Yamazaki thinks much more than I do. According to Yamazaki, I think the greatest weapon for works released in overseas audience is not thinking about the overseas at all, instead pushing the domestic aspect to its limit. That gives a work strength. If you try to match global standards, there are probably many people in Hollywood who are much better at that. Instead, I think the strength of the Japanese works that go overseas lies in the things that are unusual, maybe a little bit strange, but interesting in some way. The reason Hollywood is often said to be boring lately is that formulas for how to make it hit have been too well established, resulting in same kinds of work being made over and over again. Within the context, the question is, how far can you go in making something domestic, not in the sense of content being Japanese, but something made in Japanese sensibility? That, I think, is probably the most advantageous condition for us. At least for me, my thinking is in Japanese. I can't do much in English beyond greetings. Works that are created through thinking in Japanese are, after all, difficult to understand except in Japanese. Well, I understand that. Film has visual and music element, so compared to other fields, I think the language barrier is lower. But even so, the dialogue is in Japanese and it's drama about people who move based on emotion formed through thinking in Japanese. So if there is people who can understand, I think it can be accepted overseas. But we can't adjust on our side. I'm sorry, but please have the audience adjust. Games can still be made with interactive in mind, but when it comes to film, it's one way. Viewers complain, don't come back to the creators. That's simply unavoidable. You just have to trust the creator when they say, this is what's interesting. That's why I think it's fine for it to be domestic. Ghibli too. The founder, Hayao Miyazaki, make things domestically, and I don't think he considers overseas audience even 1 millimeter. That kind of thing can be dealt with later. People who think about business should convert the work into a product and sell it. First, I agree. In my How to Reset video just recently, I always say, make the game for the local market and then the international market will follow suit. How do you think Black Myth Wukong was successful, gaining 2 million players? Because they focus on the local market. And when the local market loves it, or in this case the local audience loves the game, they will share it to their international comrades, and the international comrades, aka the international audience, will follow suit. Look at Where Winds Meet, 9 million players. I'm not joking, 9 million. That's the number that any live service games in the West would have dreamed to get it. When it comes to games like Japanese games, well, yes, there may be English, but there are times where I will put Japanese dub and English sub, okay? I think it is better that you put Japanese dub. Sometimes this is the problem, okay? Localization, okay? Localization is the one reason why many international audience are now, instead of listening to the English version, they will listen to the Japanese version. It's the difference, okay? Remember, the localization is now changing any word to them deems problematic because localizers are mostly activists, okay? No, it's true. Many people have voiced their concern, and many creators are frustrated to the point they had to go to AI and use it for translation, which angered the localization, which I say, okay, good for them. Again, for all Asian developers, always make games for the local market first, and if the local market loves it, international market will love it too.